Hey guys, thanks for joining me again. Jason Pizzino here on the Hello Crypto channel. And as I said from the last video, if you haven't watched that, you can check it out in my feed there. I'm wanting to talk about more philosophical, no, that's from my other channel. I want to talk about more psychological trading avenues, not necessarily getting into, hey, what's the top 5 cryptos, and hey, what's, Bitcoin's, hodl Bitcoin, it's gonna boom, and all that sort of garbage. I think it's more important to get down to the nitty-gritty of how we interact with these markets and how we interact with the information that we are receiving. So the previous video was about getting rid of the noise. We're receiving this noise, and we either got to have a filter for it, which you're hearing it and then you'll filter out certain bits and pieces, or your filter is literally just block it out. The stuff that's utter garbage, just block that out. So look, we're on Bitcoin here. I guess I want to talk about this because it's the hot topic, but more from what I'm seeing with it, and just looking at it in terms of longer term trends. Now, I guess I'll just cut to the chase. I see this as that was the top. If we go beyond this in the short term, I don't know, it just blows my mind how this will keep going like that. But a correction is healthy, and that's not saying the end of the bigger overall long-term, very long-term trend bull market, but we need some sort of correction. And the amount that it's fallen here on a weekly scale is quite significant. And if I'm comparing it to, wow, that little blob down the bottom here, that was the 2013 blob. So yeah, you can see straight off that high, that has fallen a significant amount, up around nearly 1,200, dropped to 500, so it dropped over 50% in a week, similar to what we've seen now. Obviously, as the market's increasing with volume and, I guess just, the amount of people in there, so essentially that's volume. From what I've read and researched, I don't think we'll get the same sort of pullbacks as what we saw in the very early days of Bitcoin, like full-on 90% pullbacks. Maybe we'll see a 70 or 80% pullback, which would put us very nicely in alignment with the 5,000 level. So, from 20,000 down to 5,000, that's about 75%. So, between 70 and 80%, that's a good level. It also lines up nicely with the 50-week EMA. Sorry, neck is getting a bit sore there. 50-week EMA, which is like, your 1 year moving average through there. There's a lot of buying and selling at around those points. It came back to test it a couple of times there, 5,400, as it made its way up there when we were trying to hit 8,000, then it just sort of took off from there. That was the last pullback that we had. I'm using the 12, the 25, the 50, the 12-week, because you can see here I'm on a weekly chart. 12-week is close to 3 months, 13 weeks, 3 months. 25-week is close to your 6 months, and then 50-week close to your year. So I like breaking it up into real time frames that humans use, quarterly, biannually, annually, rather than just calling it 10, 20, 50, 100. Obviously 50 works in there, but I just think it's possibly a little bit more realistic. It's not that far off, if you put the 10 on there or the 20 instead of the 25, but look, different strokes for different folks. So anyway, if we were to come back, there's very good chance that it hits the 60, pulls back 61.8% there, your fib number, and then it comes into alignment with the 7,600, so you're halfway. So all of these levels have very good support and resistance, and any of them could be good. More great buying opportunities, which is sort of the main call for crypto, buy the dips, sell the highs, but who sold at 19,900? We did see quite a few posts of people remortgaging their houses and putting their mortgage into this, and now they've lost easy like 40% just overnight or over a couple of nights. That is the stuff where it's like shit's gone too far, get out. So Bitcoin, that's what I'm looking at there. I had been talking about it coming all the way through these pumps here, but as it got to the 5,000 level, and we were just seeing short of 50% pullbacks, 5,000 to 3,000, sort of the 40%, they were around 35 or 33 to 40% pullbacks. Once it got to that level, broke through the 5,000, it was pretty much on from there. And I was just playing the swings, just adding to my position every swing. All the USD, like the tethers and whatnot that I had that I was holding from other profits that I made off some flips, some ICO and altcoin flips. Just going straight back into Bitcoin. And then when it broke through the log resistance, that was a really big move. We also had that resistance right along through the. You can see there, you just fucking draw a line. It's not that much of rocket science. Boom. Broke through that, away we went. So if we crash through these things, they'll become resistance later on. The name of the game. Look for your 50%. Yeah, I don't want to make this one too much longer, as I say with nearly every video. But yeah, I don't think this is going to be blowing straight back through the top anytime soon. Just from the previous video I made that didn't work to now, Bitcoin's dropped $1,000. So from 13.9 it was at, now we're at 12.8, and falling quite fast. So yeah, I mean, basically all I'm saying is it's not a time to panic. If you're in, you're in. If you were in at 17, 18, 19,000, it might be a little bit of a hold for you. But that was the last thing I wanted to point out. I don't think it's going to be a bear market like we saw previously from that high to that low of about a year and a half. It was December 2013 to August 2015, so nearly 2 years. Like everything here caught me off guard that it was just moving so much quicker. I think that could be the case here, that we get a pullback on the bigger time frame, the longer term, the weekly, possibly even the monthly we will look at shortly. But we're not going to be down in the dumps for a year and a half. If you have other thoughts as to why that might happen, leave it below. I'd love to hear from you guys. But I guess I'm just learning from that experience of where I thought that it was going to be the top every time. As we had these tops come through, they just happen quicker and quicker. So maybe that's the case here as well. On the longer term time frame, we will see a shorter time frame of a bear market. Maybe not necessarily the price, but maybe the time frame will be shorter and we take off again and again and again. So, love to hear from you guys. That is my Bitcoin video. I'm not calling it a pump, I'm not calling it a dump. I'm just looking at the time frames where no one really talks about that. Everyone's more or less talking about price and we're going to bash through this or that. So yeah, love to hear from you. Leave your comments and questions down below. Catch me on Facebook. I've got my personal link there. And if you're adding me on Facebook, just remember to let me know why you and who the fuck you are. Like, I get so many friend requests. I don't know who you are. I'm not adding you. And if I ask you, thanks for the ad, and where'd you find me? You don't answer. I'm not adding you either. It's a nice place just to talk and keep up to date there rather than wait for videos and whatnot. So yeah, links are down below. Join me there. Like, share, subscribe, and until next time, take care. Peace out.